Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle. Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle. Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Your man Eric Wilson for the Sports Arena here on Radio Row, and I ran into this guy. Let me tell you about this young man right here, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know the halftime show's own Courtlandt Griffin, you are truly missing out. Listen, we don't give him that much grief because he is a Tennessee Titans fan, but because, you know, let me just say this now, because when I did my preseason show back in August, okay, I said I did not think Tennessee Titans were going to get more than 4 wins. Courtlandt came out of the woodwork to let me know how wrong I was. However, at the end of the day, I believe someone was right. I ain't going to say who, but ladies and gentlemen, 3-point conversion, my dog, Courtlandt Griffin is in the building. What's up, bro?
Man, I'm here, man. We here.
I know. Hey, all right, so it's the game, and you know I have to talk to you about just what you've seen this season from both these teams, but more importantly, what you think is going to be the difference in this game.
Honestly, I think when you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, you look at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles have been here 2 out of the last 3 years. There were some hiccups last year, right, with the offense and some of the things that were happening. Injuries kind of hit the team a little bit. There were some rips in the locker room.
Right.
They corrected that this year. Secondary had some. There was age issues, you know, arguably age, right? Darius Slade seemingly turned the clock back this year. Kenyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, both, helping that team out. And that defensive line, it's ridiculous. And the offensive line is arguably the best in the league, if not the second best in the league. But then you look at the Chiefs on the other side, right?
Yeah.
There's Patrick Mahomes, been here, done that.
Facts.
Travis Kelce, been here, done that. And they're just making it work. And then you got Andy Reid, Big Red, and those guys that have been here, done that. I think the difference in between this game is going to be the trenches, Chris Jones and Jalen Carter, right? Those two offensive lines. And then I think it's going to be the experience.
Okay.
I think top to bottom, the Eagles are the better roster, but there's inexperience on that side, right? There's the rookies, like I said, Kenyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, and those guys. You kind of want to see how they've handled the adversity and the pressure of the bright lights. If they can handle that, I think the Eagles could come out of this game as Super Bowl champions.
Let me push back on you a little bit, because with the inexperience, sometimes does that also breed an inability to really scheme for them? Listen, I know Steve Spagnuolo better than most coaches because at one time he was in the NFC East with the New York Football Giants. Now being a part of the Kansas City Chiefs, and like you said, it's business as usual for the Kansas City Chiefs. Since Patrick Mahomes has been in the league, his basement as a starting quarterback in the NFL, his basement has been the AFC Championship game. Okay? To win 3 of the last 4 Super Bowls. To be able to have that mindset of every week we ask him how he feels, his response is, we didn't play our best game. But yet, to be 15-2, to be continually the number 1 seed in the entire AFC, and to be the measuring stick. You flip it to Philadelphia, the gentleman that you mentioned, and specifically on the defensive side, Kenyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, you are bringing in new, fresh, hungry talent. Does that breed an experience? Yes. But I also feel it breeds, for Steve Spagnuolo, he truly has to now switch his game plan a little bit because he does not know these guys. When you look on tape, yes, you may have now 17 games to look at, and see where these two young men are, how they play their game, what makes their style different from previous defenses that you've seen. But that also breeds a certain kind of like, I might have to change how I normally do things. That's why I feel it does breed well for Philadelphia, because they are coming in. Listen, we know what Chris Jones is. We know what George Karlaftis is. We know what Patrick Mahomes is, Travis Kelce, DeAndre Hopkins, Juju Smith-Schuster. So the experience level is on this side, and it does favor the Chiefs.
Right.
But what Philadelphia brings in, because, and I'm not saying this because I am a fan. I'm saying this because I'm looking at it from both angles and through a different lens. And I'm simply saying to you, Philadelphia has a different style that they still can bring to the table that Spagnuolo and Andy Reid may or may not have seen.
Right. So, can I talk football for a second?
Please.
Okay. So, Philadelphia runs a lot of zero concept, right? A lot of single high.
Yes, sir.
You might have Reed Blankenship, right? You might have Avonte Maddox high. I think what you got with a guy like Patrick Mahomes, you're not playing checkers, you're playing chess.
I get it.
Right? If you're Vic Fangio, you were in a division with this guy, right? And you've given him some games, right, where you've confused him. I think the problem comes is when you're a quarterback, you're reading that triangle, right? You're reading linebacker, safety, corner.
Okay.
Well, Kenyon Mitchell likes to play soft coverage, and he can do that. He has the athletic ability and the length to do so. But then it's now reading Avonte Maddox or Reed Blankenship. Now, if I read that triangle and you're playing soft coverage, and I got, let's say, Juju Smith-Schuster, a bigger body,
right?
Or let's say I got Xavier Worthy, a speedster,
okay,
right? Now I'm going to start changing routes to affect that, and that rookie now has to play me versus me playing him.
Okay.
On the other side, you've got Spagnuolo versus Sirianni and Kellen Moore. Now, I know tush push, right? My goal is to now keep you behind the sticks.
Right.
I don't want you in third and short. I don't want you in fourth and short.
Right.
Because I don't want the headache of having to stop this unstoppable play. It's
92%.
Yeah, it's the sky hug. It's the.
But here's the thing: we've seen it not work. There have been times, 8% of the time. And it seems to be on those bigger stages where sometimes teams are prepared for it. We saw it last year when they went up against Tampa Bay in the wild card round, and Tampa was able to stop the brotherly shove. So not to say that Spagnuolo is not prepared for it, but it's the question now of, with Cam Jurgen being in the center as opposed to the potential Hall of Famer Jason Kelce being in the center, are the Philadelphia Eagles, that offensive line, you've got Dickerson, you've got Johnson, you've got Mailata, you've got Jurgen. You have those guys lined up who are able, but you've also got Goddard, Calcaterra, Jahan Dotson, Saquon. You've got bodies moving this thing forward. So you're correct in your assessment of the third and short, the fourth and short. You don't want to put Philadelphia in that mix. But the run game, I am strongly a proponent of Saquon not hitting the home run, but putting us in position, putting Philadelphia in the position to get those, if necessary, third and short, fourth and short.
Oh yeah, for sure. And here's what I like about when you get to this level, right, of offensive coordinators, offensive schemes. These offensive coordinators start to throw wrinkles in that you didn't see all season. So now you might get like what we saw in the AFC divisional round against Texas for the Chiefs, right? Naked bootleg out the left side, right? Patrick Mahomes leaks out. How many first downs did he get off of that, right? Had a career rushing game off of that.
Yeah.
So now that tush push, I might line up tush push formation, but now I might leak 26 out and backyard pitch it. I might be able to get a situation where you're committed to now stopping the A gap and B gap, and I can kind of get Jalen to kind of, hey, take a step back, pick your hole. But again, dealing with, you're playing chess, and you're not just playing regular chess. You're playing 3D chess.
No, you're right.
Right? So now I might move my pawn 2 spaces, but you might move, if you're Spagnuolo, you might move your rook, you know what I'm saying, and kind of cut me off at the pass. I might put my queen in a place to get a checkmate.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
And at the end of the game, you take me. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just one of them situations, man. I think this is two teams that have seen each other. They've played each other outside of the Super Bowl, inside the Super Bowl now 2 years out of the past 3 years. And it's going to be fun because this is not the 2022 team.
No, it's not.
This is not
on either side.
Yeah, on either side. This is new. There's new pieces. But speaking of the inexperience, DeAndre Hopkins, 12-year veteran, right? Very familiar with him. Played him a lot. We played him a lot in Houston. Then he went to Arizona. Then we had him on the team. And this year he transitioned over to the Chiefs via trade. He's never played in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but Hop is always, I still say this, and I mean this, I don't care what anybody says. Hop to me is still top when it comes to wide receivers in the current NFL structure today. This man has prepared continuously for this moment.
Oh, yeah.
Juju has prepared for this moment. So I take nothing away from them veteran leaderships. Granted, they may have never been to the dance, but mentally and I think also physically, they have always been prepared for the dance.
Juju's been in the Super Bowl. We know what he brings.
Yeah.
To me, like, and I'm not, and D-Hop, if you watch this, man, I'm not.
I love you,
nothing but love
Please,
for
no,
you.
you already know how I feel.
But it's just my question of when we get him in that situation, right? 12 years in the making is that first quarter, that first pass. Because as a receiver, I play a receiver. That first pass you get when them jitters is there, them hands get a little shaky.
And I don't think.
But you want to get the first one out the way.
I don't think for Hop it's going to be a problem.
But I think once he gets that first one out the way, we'll really see what he's prepared for. Like I said, man, it's hard to call this game. I think it's going to be. I think you're either on one side of the spectrum or the other.
Oh, you are. You clearly are. And that's what I'm asking you.
Yeah,
Which side are you on?
I'm on the side of I think this is going to be a 3-point game. Either team can win it.
But you got to pick a winner.
If I got to pick a winner, I'm going with the guys who've won 3 already.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
But like I said, on the other side of that spectrum, I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles win a close game. I think they win a blowout. I think you've got to get out. I think you've got to pull your Kobe. Shout out to the Mamba, Philadelphia native. I think you got to put your foot on their necks and get them out of there early. Because if you keep it close, there's no
question about it. Here's what I will say to you. Everybody knows where I stand with regard to the Super Bowl. This is how I've been. This is how I've always felt. What I will say to you is this season in particular, after the bye week, when all the questions, all the hate, all the doubt came in, there was a moment where I, as a Philly guy, really began to question my team. Normally, I'm a critic. I just give you my criticism. Good, bad, don't matter. I always feel like even though we blew somebody out, we should have blew them out even more. When we lost, I will never blame the other team. I will say, what did not we do to get to this point? When it comes to this game, when it comes to this moment, when it comes to Sunday here in New Orleans, there is something about the team this year, and I saw it in the playoffs, that said to me, given the opportunity, given the moment, that one key, pivotal turnaround is going to be courtesy of Philadelphia. I don't know who is going to make that necessary play. Much like Brandon Graham did when we won our first championship in Minnesota against Tom Brady and the Patriots. Something is going to happen that is going to be the turnaround. My hope, like you, is that if it's going to happen, it happens in the first half, because we know second half what Patrick Mahomes is capable of doing, what Travis Kelce is capable of doing, is just simply finding a way to make plays happen
and exploit your weaknesses.
Yeah. Yes.
And like I said, man, that's football, right? I think this is football in its purest form.
Yes.
I think regular season, you see teams get blown out, right? You see teams run the score up, and we always want to crown those teams. We saw Detroit blow teams out all year. And it was the questions of, well, are they the heir apparent? Are they the team to beat? And they get to the playoffs, and Washington put them on notice.
Yeah. But then flipped a week later, Washington comes to Philadelphia for the rubber match.
Yep.
And in the second half of that game, Philadelphia said, we need to remind Washington,
who we are.
Still little brother.
Yeah.
You ain't there yet.
But
you welcome to the family and to the cookout.
Yeah.
But you still little brother.
And they got there, and I think that's commendable, right?
It is. Jalen Daniels, I've said this plenty of times. I very rarely use this term. Jalen Daniels is a generational talent. What Washington has with him is tremendous. What Cliff Kingsbury and Dan Quinn are doing with that team, as far as I said this to somebody the other day, the NFC East is truly a two-dog race, because New York and Dallas ain't doing nothing.
No.
They can keep their sugar honey iced tea over there, okay? Philadelphia and Washington are going to be the two teams that when we watch them, as long as Jalen and Jaden are at the quarterback position, those are going to be the matchups that need to be the Thursday night footballs, the Sunday night footballs, the Monday night footballs, because that dynamic is what's going to drive ratings, but it's also going to help improve both those quarterbacks.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Please.
If Shadur Sanders enters the fray in New York,
Okay.
I think you got a three-way race. Dallas is Dallas.
I have to see who they're. If Brian Daboll effectively puts the necessary pieces around them, and I'm talking offensive line, I'm talking back, and I'm talking receivers and tight end. I'm talking you have to compliment that young man to put him in the best position to get the best out of him. If Brian Daboll is able to do that, then yes.
I mean, arguably, right? If you can complete that offensive line, I think they can do that.
Yes.
Tyrone Tracy is not a bad running back. I think you need a complimentary back.
You do.
I don't think their tight ends are terrible. I think you need a more dynamic guy.
I do.
And
you've got to find somebody to compliment Neighbors.
Yeah, but Malik Neighbors is that dog.
No, he the dude, but you've got to find someone on the other side.
Yeah, you got to get. And Jalen Hyatt could be that, man. It could be Wan'Dale Robinson. He could be that. We don't know.
Okay.
I think the quarterback play held him back this year. But I'm just playing devil's advocate, man. It's something about being able to see someone that looks like me.
Oh, of course.
Go out there and play the most important position on the field.
Yeah, and to have three, well, it would be four if Dak remains.
Yeah.
To have the entire NFC East be all black quarterbacks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, that speaks to the evolution of, and I've been preaching this narrative all week long. We need to change the narrative of the black quarterback because every quarterback plays to a very similar style to the quarterbacks who we have, such as a Jalen Hurts, a Jaden Daniels, a Patrick Mahomes, a C.J. Stroud, Lamar Jackson. Every quarterback in the NFL at one point in time is playing to that style. So it is no longer about the black quarterback. It is a quarterback in the NFL. So
and I'm going to say this as a draft guy.
Yeah.
Looking at the skill set of the modern day quarterback.
Yeah.
And y'all can quote me on this.
Please.
For all the flack that a Michael Vick got, that a Randall Cunningham got, that a Warren Moon got. You can't win with a running quarterback. You can't win with a mobile quarterback. Well, black quarterbacks get this bad rap because, well, what about the attitude? They're more rock stars than they are American, face of the NFL, right?
Right.
Y'all are playing like us now.
Right.
Josh Allen is Donovan McNabb.
Done. Dante Culpepper. We could run down the list, but we would be here all day.
Steve McNair, man. We've seen those guys get to the pinnacle, right? Steve got to the bowl. Donovan got to the bowl. And those guys, man, it's a good feeling to be able to know that now I don't have to grade a Jalen Milroe. I don't have to grade a Jaden McDaniels. I don't have to grade a C.J. Stroud. I don't have to grade a Cam Ward on a curve because he's a black quarterback and he's mobile.
Right.
I can now grade him next to his contemporaries because he's just a quarterback who just so happens to look like me and talk like me and listen to the same music I listen to.
Right.
These guys are going to come in. They're going to be fun to watch. The NFL is in a good place. I think having two black quarterbacks starting in the NFL and it's not
for the second time
in 3 years.
Yeah.
And also having a black quarterback. I don't care what y'all say about Pat. That's a black quarterback.
Yeah.
That's a black man.
Yeah.
Having him be the face of the NFL and being the standalone best quarterback, elite quarterback in the NFL, the number one guy for 7 years running now, I think that also helped the stigma that it was the black quarterback out because he did it his way. He did it from the pocket, he did it outside, he did it off schedule, he did it off platform, he made all the big throws. And now you're seeing him be a part of a dynasty. We're talking about this guy, if he wins a three-peat, arguably the first ever to do it, arguably dethroning Tom Brady as the greatest, or at least being in the conversation.
He'll be in the conversation. I won't say dethroning yet, but he'll at least be in the conversation.
For sure.
It will truly be Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and then everybody else. Yeah. Courtlandt Griffin, the halftime zone, man.
Always good, man.
Check this brother out. Listen, if it's not NFL, it's WNBA, it's NBA, across the board. This brother got it all. I am so blessed to have the privilege to work alongside him and be with him. Man, we got to talk WNBA trades at some point.
Oh man, for sure.
For right now,
we got a whole week.
Yeah, we're gonna get it done here. That was truly a mic drop moment. Your man Eric Wilson, Super Bowl 59 with the Courtlandt Griffin, the halftime zone. We'll talk to y'all soon. Everybody stay blessed. Peace. And look who is back in the building. My band, my dog. I call him the Pit Bull. Sideline Sports Home, Mr. John Shearer is back in the building. So, John, how are things with you, sir?
Better than with your Sixers.
Here we go again. Look at this. Look, so, all right, fine. How's Reek doing? Where's he going? How's Jimmy? Where's he going?
Well, like I said on my other shows, Tyreek can get his ass out of town. Jimmy Butler can get his ass out of town. They're no longer one of us. So
now, all of a sudden, he want to be
them.
like Kendrick Lamar. They not like us. They not like us. Okay, all right. But you know what, John? It's the Super Bowl. Let's talk about something outside that scope. You have said on several different occasions, and I've heard you tell people this, you feel that, in my opinion, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game of football should not be in the Hall of Fame. That being one, Mr. John Elway. Now, let me just say this to you. Across the board, he is in my top 3 of quarterbacks. Dare I say, even top 2 of quarterbacks in my eyes. And you, sir, I have to know, why do you feel he should not be in the Hall of Fame?
You think he's better than Dan Marino, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees? I think he's better than all of those guys.
Yes, better than Aaron Rodgers.
Better than all of that.
Yes, better than Brett Favre.
Better than Brett
Yes, better than Drew Brees. Peyton, I don't know. I still say Tom is up top.
He's better than
So then, all right. So then, please enlighten me as to.
Bring up a little John Elway numbers.
Yes, please do it, because this is a man who was very successful in his career, and then on top of that, did what I feel a lot of top-tier quarterbacks should do when they hit the pinnacle. Just go and retire. You did what you came to do. You climbed that mountain. You have cemented yourself atop. Not once, but twice.
Look, I explained this before. The guy has a 56.9 completion percentage. That's terrible. If you were a 56% completion percentage guy in the NFL today, I mean, that's Anthony Richardson.
That's today,
level.
John.
He's Anthony Richardson.
John, that's today. That's not back when he played. You do understand that those numbers can be very askew, number one. And number two, you are talking about his percentage, but look at the people whom he had around him, both offensively and defensively, which made him who he is. He was a part of a true team, well-balanced, well-oiled.
So if you look, you can look at the numbers too, Eric. Let's look.
Yes.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons where he broke 20 touchdowns.
Okay.
0 seasons where he broke 30 touchdowns. That's a 0 seasons of 30 touchdowns. Double-digit interceptions every year of his career. Only went above 60% or higher completion percentage 3 times in his career. Broke 4,000 yards 1 time in his career.
Okay.
He had less than 20 touchdowns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times in his career. Less than 20 touchdowns. I mean, there's guys today that have 20 touchdowns by like week 8.
John, I'm not.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
like,
but you're comparing.
This guy can't hit 20 touchdowns in a season.
John,
10
you're
times.
comparing how the game is played today.
I don't care.
Versus how the game was played when John Elway was the quarterback for the Denver Broncos. You cannot, in good conscience, put both of them on the same scale and have it be balanced, because it's not.
I mean, look, 226 interceptions.
Okay.
Oh, hold on, 300 touchdowns, which is nice, to 226 interceptions. That ratio is some of the worst you're ever going to see, and he's in the Hall of Fame. Again, like, the percentage numbers suck. The interception to touchdown ratio sucks. He can't throw. He's never thrown 30 touchdowns. He can barely throw 20 touchdowns.
How many quarterbacks?
1 season of 4,000 yards. What are we doing here?
How many quarterbacks in John Elway's era threw for 30 touchdowns? How many?
I have no idea.
Okay, so then you can't. You're putting a statistical fact on one guy when you have not looked across the board at other quarterbacks who played the same time as him.
If those guys aren't throwing 30 touchdowns, and they're in the Hall of Fame, I'm going to yank them out of the Hall of Fame myself.
That's all I want you to do. That's all I want you to do.
I'm going to be fair.
I want you to go back across the board to find the prime quarterbacks who played during the same time frame as John Elway. And if any of those quarterbacks are currently in the Hall of Fame and they have numbers that are very similar to John Elway, then you better damn sure pull them out too.
You're alluding to Troy Aikman.
No,
Troy Aikman is not a Hall of Fame
I'm saying do your own homework. But what I'm saying to you is, for this moment and for this conversation, based on one man and what he has done,
and the 2 Super Bowls he won, he was carried by an elite defense. He was carried by Terrell Davis.
Tom Brady was carried by a defense. Peyton Manning was carried by a defense.
Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls, not 2.
Okay, but there were years that Tom did not look his best, and the defense
was the reason. He was a game manager for the first couple Super Bowls.
Okay.
He was a game manager, but the last 4 Super Bowls, he was the guy. He was the guy moving
So the last
down the
4
field.
that he won, which would be versus the Atlanta Falcons, versus versus the Kansas City Chiefs, and then he won. There was one against. Was it? No, it wasn't the Rams.
The
Rams was
Super Bowl,
earlier.
the Eagles and the Panthers. He was a game manager those 3 Super Bowls.
Right, and he won 2 out of the 3. No, he won 3. 3 out of 4 years. 3 out of 4 years. You're right. He lost to the Giants twice. Lost to the Eagles.
Lost to Nick Foles, of course.
Lost to Nick Foles. And again, I'll say that one was our defense, but that came down to one play by Brandon Graham.
Yeah.
So, to me, that game, I wouldn't say he was a game manager.
No. That Eagles Super Bowl, he was terrific. He threw nearly 500 yards.
I think he threw over 500 yards that game. But what I'm saying to you is, you are taking today's game, how we have viewed it, and let's just take the Patrick Mahomes era, if you will, the last 6-7 seasons. You're taking those statistics and applying them to a game that is the same on the surface level, but is played so much more differently back when you and I first fell in love with the game, John.
And this is why I say he's not, like you're saying, he's better than these quarterbacks. But if you look at Dan Marino, who's in the same exact era, and his numbers are way better than John Elway. He never had his Super Bowls. He never had the teams around him.
Dan's in the Hall of Fame, is he not?
Yeah, he is. But there's no way he's in the same echelon. No way.
Okay.
If Dan Marino had the team, had Mike Shanahan, and he had the teams that Denver had, Dan Marino probably wins 7 Super Bowls.
Listen, I am not disagreeing with you. However, you have to look at the entire scope, which is why the NFL football is not a one-man sport.
It's not.
11 on 11, 12 on, it's 53.
But his first 2 years starting fully in the league, threw 18 touchdowns, 15 picks, 22 touchdowns,
what did
23
Manning
picks.
do? What did Brady do? What did
Manning
Breeze do?
did that in his first year, but after that he was better.
What did Luck do? What did Roethlisberger do?
Roethlisberger went 15-1 his rookie year.
Okay, yeah, but that again was against, he had what? Hines Ward, he had, a plethora of
Well, you
talent.
asked me.
No,
and you were wrong.
I wasn't.
Like always.
What I'm simply saying to you, sir, is
you feel that
when
under your
you
skin?
take John Elway and you take what the man has done across his entire career, at the middle to end of his career is when he began to make himself who he is today.
Of course.
That is why he's a Hall of Famer.
Once you get Terrell Davis and you get pieces around you,
right?
Of course you're going to be good. But Dan Marino didn't have that necessarily.
No. So then why is Dan in the Hall of Fame?
Because look at his numbers; they're astronomically better.
You're basing it on numbers.
He never had a team, and he still was way better.
You're basing it on numbers.
He still was throwing 4,000 yards. He still threw 48 touchdowns, which had never been done.
Mr. Analytical over here.
This is what John does.
This is what John does.
He still did what he did, and nobody ever did that. That's why I'm saying,
we do not doubt that Dan Marino is a Hall of Famer. We agree on that.
That's why I'm saying only one quarterback out of that whole. Him and Joe Montana are the only ones that come out of that era as Hall of Famers.
I will, as always, ladies and gentlemen, I will agree to disagree with John. But John Elway, in my opinion, should remain in the Hall of Fame. It should not be the John Shearer Hall of Fame. I pray to God you never get a vote, because if that's the case...
That'd be the day.
If that is the case, I fear for the athletes who do not live up to the John Shearer standard.
That's a
But if you're in Miami, though, Don't worry about it. You could have one good year in Miami. He tossing you in there first ballot. Okay, just remember that.
Tua's well on his way.
Listen.
He's well on his way.
I fear.
As long as he stays healthy. He's
If
right
he stays healthy. I just want Tua to have a successful career, which is the one thing that you and I can definitely agree upon. I want Tua to have a successful career because we know what he is capable of.
If he's healthy the next 12 years, his numbers will be better than Dan Marino.
Okay.
That's what I say.
So you're saying, okay, so barring health, by 2037, if Tua remains healthy through the next 12 years, you're saying in 2037, how many championships should Tua have? Unbiased, John.
Oh, well, he's a Dolphin, so 0. We don't win championships.
Damn. I was at least going to give you 1.
Nah, man, don't give me hope.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, my man John Shearer. This is why I love this man. Sideline Sports own John Shearer. I call him the pit bull. Brother, much love. It's so good to see you.
Oh, thank you so much.
So good. I'm glad we got to hang out. Everybody stay blessed. Hey, Sports Arena, Super Bowl 59. Chiefs versus Eagles. Let's see what happens on Sunday. We'll talk to y'all soon. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sports Arena. Your man Eric Wilson here on Radio Row, Super Bowl 59, Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Don't ask what I'm doing right now. You know,
talk about
we got to be nice to people.
No, you don't.
You know what I'm saying? In 2025, we can't be divisive. We got to be inclusive. So I had to get this dude up in here.
That's a great thing to say, Donald Trump's America.
Whatever. Had the privilege, I will say, of meeting him in Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona.
Arizona is where we met, and he caught me. He caught me with one of the best lines in the world because he said, and I quote, "Dallas is America's team, right?" Yeah. But so you hate America? I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, my man Will is back in the building with me. And I don't
It's Walt, but it's all right.
Walt,
Yeah.
see?
No, it don't even matter.
Will, I need somebody to come will me out of this conversation.
That's what it is. It's not even about that. Listen, this guy loves me so much. I've been on this podcast. He needs me.
No, I don't.
Yes, it is.
No, I don't.
Batman needs the Joker. Stephen A. needs Shannon Sharp. Spider-Man needs Dr. Octopus. He needs me. Superman needs Lex Luthor. You know, that's the way it is.
We're coming up.
So, all right. So, look, man, we here. Last time we were together, same matchup, same two quarterbacks.
Gross.
I'm saying ABC, anybody but the Chiefs, because I say during the regular season, ABC, anybody but the Cowboys.
Man, that's some hate. Hate don't look good on you, but it's all right.
Yes, it does.
Hey, shout out to
Yes,
Mike,
it
man. Can we get
I
a
don't
real
know.
broadcaster in here?
I don't know.
Can we get a real broadcaster?
He said a real
That's
broadcaster.
the question.
Wow.
Mike is a real American. It's a real patriot of
Forks
America.
up, he is a Sun Devil, Jerry. Mike Carritenuto, yes, MIA, but really? You gonna do me like that? So like my resume don't speak for
Your
it?
resume is very polished. I love it. I actually watch you posted on TikTok a lot. So
Sometimes I do,
I see a lot of your work on TikTok.
Thank you. And I do follow this brother. Let's be clear, man. I love. See, there goes Mina Kimes.
I interviewed Mina Kimes.
You did?
Yep, a few minutes ago.
Oh man, you lucky. I met her.
Me and Mina, listen, I'll tell you the backstory. Mina,
Okay.
I was supposed to get Mina in Arizona.
Yes.
And I actually supposed to get Mina last year. She said yes, and then I went and bought some shoes, and I came back and she was gone.
What you go buy shoes for when you got Mina Kimes coming to the table?
I had to get these Air Maxes, man. I
No,
didn't
you
want anybody to
didn't.
see it. I did.
How many pair of Air Max you got?
That makes number 2. They're all white.
Okay.
All white Air Maxes. all white.
All white.
Crisp white.
Okay. That one I'm gonna let go, cause the brother is clean. Minus the shirt, I'm gonna tell you, the brother looked clean. He come correct.
Yeah.
If you just wasn't,
crease in the pants. And
yeah.
everything.
If you just wasn't, like I tell Mike, if you just wasn't a Cowboys fan, you'll be all right. Can't come to the cookout. You already know that. You can't come to the cookout. Not wearing that shirt, you can.
Oh man.
All right, so look, we here, like I said, same scenario. What are your thoughts on the game?
Well, I hope you don't think I'm about to praise the Eagles for anything. No.
Yes,
Big shout out
yes.
to Saquon. I'm happy for Saquon. I hope he gets the.
We are Penn
Yeah.
State, baby.
Yeah, and shouts out to him. I hope he does anything. But as far as everybody else, I can care less about. Listen, you keep saying ABC, anybody but the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Great champions find a way to win.
We know.
And that's what the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs does every time. He finds a way to win no matter what. And he's going to continue to do that on Sunday.
You really believe so?
Because
I mean, look, God bless you.
that's because I'm the Eagles.
You need all the blessing in the world.
The Eagles.
Whatever. You and I both know.
You see that Cowboy legend right there, Daryl Moose Johnson? That's a Cowboys legend.
I know it
Are
is.
there any Eagles legends in here right now? Because I haven't seen them.
There are some around
Okay,
here.
okay.
They just ain't looking for you. They see that shirt, they run away.
Okay.
Ike Reese in the building, Hugh Douglas in the building,
Oh, I just did the
Malcolm-
That boy band.
Harry Douglas, yeah. Who else? Oh, I just saw a third one today. Who was it? I'll tell you in a minute. Malcolm Jenkins. Malcolm Jenkins in the building.
Okay.
So, yes, Eagles fans are in the building. I'll sit here and talk. Whatever. What's
Good
your
luck.
record?
I wish you guys the best of luck on Sunday, though.
Thank you.
I really do. I wish
Thank
you
you.
guys the best of luck.
What was your record this season?
Oh, it was bad.
Let's talk about. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do something that I don't like doing, but since you're here, I want to talk about
Let's
it.
talk about it. Let's address it.
Let's address it. Brian Schottenheimer. Let's address it.
12 gauge shotty?
What?
Close to your body?
What in the world is your owner, general manager, trying to accomplish? That's what I want to know.
Well, what happens is that he was the offensive coordinator last year.
Yes.
And he was the one who was the creator of the offense. So when you sign Dak Prescott to the type of contract that you signed him to, the coordinator or the coach has to be comfortable to the quarterback.
Okay.
So the familiarity is what pretty much got him the promotion, because they didn't want Dak at this point in his career having to learn a new playbook.
But Dak is injury prone, as we know it to be. You brought back Ezekiel Elliott from New England.
Well, that's done. Don't worry about that. That's done.
Okay. You sent Amari Cooper to Cleveland, who then went to Buffalo
Well,
and was
that's
in an AFC Championship game.
Well, that's because
What?
That was
the $100 million man couldn't get the job done in Dallas, so you ship him away, and now he's looking like an all-star?
That's not why he was gone.
Oh, okay. All right.
He had some. Listen. When you're on the Cowboys, if Jerry Jones tells you need to do something and you don't do it, he will get rid of you.
Yeah, we know.
And that's what happened. That's what happened to Amari Cooper.
Okay.
He was asked to do something. He didn't do it. There was a result to him not doing it, and the Cowboys were like, "Oh no, we've got to move on."
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, all right, let me ask you. Chris Jones on one side versus either Jordan Mailata or my dog, LJ Lane Johnson. Which side do you think Chris is going to line up on?
Say that one more time.
Jordan Mailata over here. Lane Johnson over here. Where is Chris Johnson going to line up? Chris Jones. Excuse me, Chris Jones.
Why would
Chris Jones.
What does it matter? He can peel through both of them like a grape anytime he wants to.
You don't think Karlaftis wants some of that action?
It doesn't matter. Get in front of Chris Jones if you want to. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Line him up.
Lane Johnson, okay.
Line him up.
All right.
Mowing him down.
Lane Johnson, I feel, has something for Chris Jones.
Well, I guess we'll find out
Chris
on
Jones.
Sunday.
We will find out on Sunday.
Now, won't we?
All right. I know you picking the team, but you got to give me a score. And you're the only person I'm asking.
I don't.
You got to
I got to
give me
be
a
honest with
score.
you, man. I don't do scores.
Why not?
I give predictions, but I don't give scores.
Why not?
Because it's a spoiler. It's not a prediction. Whenever I do
All
it.
right, Paul Heyman.
Yeah, it's a spoiler. It's not a prediction.
Whatever.
So
I can't even deal with you.
So to say that and saying that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to three-peat.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
What makes them so much unique and better this year? Just because they have Saquon?
No, it's more than just having Saquon.
Though I mean, Jalen Hurts hadn't been playing good at all.
What do you mean he hasn't played? See, you one of them haters. Not only because you had the shirt on, but because you don't want him to play the style of ball that you have set him to play.
He hasn't played good the past few games.
Yes, he has.
No, he hasn't.
Okay, all right. You know what? This is what I'm going to tell you. Like I tell everybody.
What?
Okay?
What?
Just because Jalen don't play the way you want him to play.
He has played bad.
Don't mean that he does not.
Well, first off, I got a
winning?
defense. I got a defense for him.
Is he winning?
No, but I have a defense
Is he
for him.
winning?
I have a defense
Has
for
he
him.
won? Answer the question. Has he won?
Won what?
Has he won? Is he in the Super Bowl?
Well, he is in the Super Bowl.
Okay, you have to win to get there, do you not?
Yeah, but I have
You
a defense.
won the division?
I have a defense for
Number
him.
2 seed?
I have a defense for him.
Saquon Barkley?
No.
Like everybody else?
No, I'm saying like he hasn't played good since that last game when he got that concussion.
Oh my God. So the game against Washington, you're basically saying is the reason why Jalen isn't playing
That
well.
Washington killed themselves.
No, it did not.
Washington outplayed themselves. That's all that was.
Okay. All right. You believe what you want to believe, but the fact of the matter is this.
Listen, let's keep it all the way funky here.
Fine.
If it hadn't started snowing, you really would have lost to the Rams.
If was a fifth, You and I be sitting up here drunk right now.
I'm just saying, if it had not snowed,
We did what we were capable of doing, number one. And number two, it's not our fault that we got home field and the snow came and Mother Nature said, here you go. Was Matthew Stafford the better quarterback that day? I'll agree with you.
You know that
Yes.
when it starts snowing, it's not a throwing game anymore. It's a running game, and you guys have the better running back. That's how you run.
That's what happened. Kyron Williams, what do you do? Okay. All right. You have to factor everything in, and people don't do that. You have to.
Mr. Rappaport, please come save me. Please come save me, Mr. Rappaport.
Yes. No, come save me.
Come save me, Mr. Rappaport, please.
Good God.
Come save me, Mr. Rappaport.
First he says he needs me, now he wants to leave. First I need him.
You do need me.
No, I don't.
I told you, Batman needs
the Joker.
The Joker.
I know.
Lex Luthor
needs Superman.
That's exactly what it is.
Green Lantern needs Sinestro.
I'm sorry, Spider-Man needs the Green Goblin.
No,
it's just the way it is.
I get it. I get it. You got to get out my seat, though.
You have to understand. You have to understand something.
What?
You would be the hero. I would be the bad guy.
I know.
Right. Okay.
And I love it.
And I'm okay with being the bad guy.
All right, LeBron.
No, I'm just saying. I'm okay with being it. I would be okay being the Skip Bayless in this situation.
Okay, fine. You want to be the villain? Play the villain.
Yeah,
That's
and I'm not playing the villain here. What the thing is, right here, right now,
yes,
is that the Eagles. I wish them the best of luck.
Yes,
but they are going to lose.
No, they're not.
To the
No,
Chiefs.
they're not. And I'll tell you why. Very simple. Ready? You ready for this? Mm-hmm. When the Eagles played the Patriots in the Super Bowl back in 2004, they lost by 3 points. Okay? 14 years later, when they rematched against the Patriots in the Super Bowl, granted, different teams. However, Eagles beat them by 8. So, when you and I first connected in Arizona, and it was the Eagles and the Chiefs.
And I told you Chiefs were going to win that game.
Chiefs won that game 38-35.
I told you Chiefs were going to win that game.
2 seasons later, now we got the rematch.
Okay.
You don't believe in your heart of hearts that we have the ability to right the wrongs that we were faced with 2 seasons ago?
No.
Okay. When it happens, you know what? I usually don't call people. You gonna be the first one that I call.
You got my number, brother. I ain't hard to find.
No, that's my line. That's my line. That's my line. That is my line. I ain't a hard man to find.
I'm not hard to find.
All right, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting Walt up out of here because his sugar honey iced tea is really starting to get on my nerves. But go talk to Moose.
You don't want to talk about how the Mavericks trade Luka Doncic away?
No, I was gonna give you a hug for that one. I was.
Quiet, Skip. I might hug you back.
I love you, brother. I'm for real. Yo, this is my dog, Walt.
Hey, man, I love this man right here, man. Like I said, I watch his stuff on TikTok all the time, man.
You can stay plugged in. It's okay. Keep your phone charged. You know, you need a battery life.
I do need battery life. I got a lot of stuff going on over here.
I know you do. Look at
it. There's possible Kevin Durant coming to Dallas. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Kevin Durant coming to Dallas alongside AD and Kyrie?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get out of here. Your man Eric Wilson alongside my brother Walt, one of the few Dallas Cowboy fans that I love, honor, and truly do respect. Make sure you check him out on all his socials.
At BFBDFW, all across the board. Pre-halftime, post-game for the Mavericks, Cowboys, and Dallas Wings. We live before, in the middle of every game. All 82, all 18 for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Look me up. I'm in the building.
He is. Ladies and gentlemen, your man Eric Wilson, Radio Row, Super Bowl 59, Kansas City Chiefs versus my Philadelphia Eagles. Everybody stay blessed. We'll holler at you soon.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle.